Alright, this video is to show what to pack for a 72-hour survival pack. This, a lot of people call these things get home bags or bug out bags or good bags for get out of dodge bags, but this one I choose to call it survival pack because it can serve a purpose for both, either leaving or having to find your way back to a certain place. Now everybody's survival needs differ. What I'm going to be covering is simply what's going to go in your pack. Things that I will not be covering are firearms. That more likely, if you are carrying firearms, it's going to be on your person. Having a firearm inside of your pack, trying to get to it if you need it for quick access is just not going to work out. So that's stuff that you would have on your person. Also, we'll be covering a couple of survival knives that would be wise to choose versus some that versus them saying that they are survival knives actually are not really good at that function. But we'll start with the pack. This particular one, I got it at the NRA store. They're made from a company called bugoutgear.com, and it's a pack that has 3 different levels, so you can put all your gear in. And in the back, this actually has a MOLLE container where you can actually put the CamelBak water hydration pack. So this pack, you can hold it, has a handle to hold it up like this. You can hold it up like this, or back here you have the straps to put it out like a backpack. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. Alright, so what you wanna have is a backpack that you can have this hydration system inside of it, because carrying water is the most obviously it has the most weight of anything. So you want to have the ability to store it in a place where it's not going to be too difficult to carry. These packs have metal reinforced beams that go all the way down the back. So having a water structure that's standing up like this with the metal reinforcing on the sides helps distribute the weight of the water pack. So if you see in here, this is simply just a standard MOLLE CamelBak 3-liter container that you can fill it up and you slide it into the back, and then you have the nozzle here with the tube that goes into the water, so you can just go ahead and drink out of this. And what people suggest is that you put the water in a refrigerator and get it cold before you actually go out to the survival situation that you got to go to, because that water being cold, number one, it's going to keep the water cold to drink, but also to keep your back kind of comfortable, and if you got to carry this in the heat. So we're going to go ahead here. Okay, so we have your 2 straps. These connect to the sides here, and what I like to have on with me at all times, as you can see here, is a temperature gauge. This tells you, obviously what the temperature is. It's, you can get these really cheap. You just get these for like $3 or $4. Not a big deal. And the flashlight, I don't really like the headgear flashlights. I know a lot of people use them because it's hands-free and all, but these flashlights, you don't have to wear them on your head. You just pivot the front and you can turn on the light like the old school military style flashlights that are curved on the side. This one's kind of a more modern version of it. Has different color LEDs and all that. So this one you can attach to your strap and not have to worry about having this light on your head, which I don't know, it seems to me like it's a good point to aim at when you're trying to take someone out. Just aim for that light on their head. Alright, so that's the back part, and of course you have the water here to drink. So what I did on the side here was I attached a, this is the mid-size Gerber machete. You know, it's good to have access to that, so you can actually get to it. You know, on the side here, you can pick it up over your, you know, over on top of your shoulder. You have access to the machete real quick, and you know you can. Now this one, you know, it's in a bush situation. It's a very small machete. It's not really that big. It's more like a big knife, if anything. So you can have this on you and then use something bigger, like the actual full-size Gerber machete, if you really need to get through that dense bush, especially maybe through sawgrass, or you know, especially in Everglades type situations, you're gonna have maybe some of that to clear out. But good machetes for a real good price. This one I think it was like $15. The other one's $20, so it's not really, it doesn't set you back that much. All right, so I left everything in here to kind of take it all apart to show you that all this stuff really does fit. It's not you know, not an illusion that I'm showing here. This actually is filled with everything, and I'm going to take it out one at a time to show you. Also, the placement of these things is important. You want to be able to get to certain things quicker than others, or easier than others. You don't want to have something that you're going to be using constantly buried inside of your backpack. And again, if you're going to be using something often, you do want to have it on your person. For instance, you saw I had the flashlight, but you want to maybe have a secondary flashlight on you. You know, this one I have is a little wind up. You just wind it up and you use it. That's no batteries. This one works really good. You want to have maybe on the side a canteen with you, even though you do have your water in your backpack. You know, let's say you got to your site, you got to your location, your camp or whatever. You don't want to be carrying this, you know, backpack which weighs nearly 40 something pounds with all this stuff, you know, wandering about. You just want to have something where you can have a little bit of water nearby. You can keep this on your utility belt. You have a little pocket here to store maybe some water purification tablets. Alright, so we'll start with what I have on the outside of the pack. Alright, now this is probably one of the most important things you can have: bandana. Bandana has so many different applications. You can use it for headgear, so you can protect yourself from the sun. You can use it as a filtering device for water. And say you have to, you know, get water for whatever situation, you can just, you know, go and put the water right inside of it, have a cup underneath, and then just filter out the water. All the impurities and all the heavy stuff will stay on the bandana. It has so many other uses, tourniquets. There's just, I mean, you can look it up online. There's just so many things you can do with it. Next thing, alright, these are little cheapy sunglasses. I got these actually at the symposium. But definitely sunglasses out there is a must. It's, you know, especially during those days you gotta be walking, got that sun glare in your face. Sunglasses, obvious, you know, usage. Very important. Also, some gloves. These particular gloves are just workout gloves. There's nothing special about them. They're just the ones I used to go work out with. But gloves can be important, or you might not get cut up, and you know, you got sawgrass and stuff to deal with, and especially in the Everglades where we're down here, gloves sometimes can be essential for working, so you can cut yourself. Again, obvious application for it. Alright, so now going to the second pocket. Always keep these little lights here on the keychain, so that way in case it's dark you can always, you know, look and see what you need to find. Alright, so I tried to, again, compartmentalize things into the different, you know, you have the larger stuff in the big pack, the medical / hygienic stuff in the middle, and here tools and nav equipment. So here we'll start with, I guess I'll start back here, engineer compass. This is actually one of my first old compasses, but These are really good, and you can get them cheap nowadays for referencing. You know, having to spot tree lines and trying to reference navigation. These are really good to have. Battery tester for in case you know you have a bunch of electronical devices. So it's not bad to have a battery tester, even though you know if you're out there and your batteries are running low. There's nothing much you can do about it. You just kind of to help, you know, see if maybe you can get to a power source or whatever. You can always test your batteries and see which ones need to be charged. This is probably the most important thing I have in this pack, and this is all fire starting equipment. You want to have all that kind of sealed in a container so it doesn't, you know, get affected by humidity or all that. I have just 3 regular lighters and some waterproof matches, a couple boxes of those, and this is essential. This is your flint and magnesium strip, where you just shave off the little blade that comes attached to it. There's a little blade that comes here. You can shave off the magnesium and then use the flint to ignite the magnesium. So this is a good fire starter kit for when you have exhausted all your other means of fire starting. This can last you for a real good long time. As you can tell, there's a huge magnesium strip that can last for months probably. And map. I think it's pretty obvious. A situation where you don't have a phone, you don't have any GPS, a map is important, you know, especially where you're located. We're in Florida, so obviously Florida map is important. Tie strips, cable ties. These can become very useful if you need to set up, you know, you're trying to set up a tent, or you're trying to set up a makeshift tent, maybe tie down a tarp or whatever. You can always use these and coupled with some cord. You know, these have a lot of uses, so definitely tie wraps. Okay, this is something that most people can overlook. This is a fishing kit. I've got here we got some hooks. You got some larger and smaller hooks. Over here, some weights, and over here, these are some barrel swivels with the attachment hooks at the end, and you can put sinkers. Floaters if you need to. Little pack like this will be good to carry because you know, if you need to fish or whatever, you got that coupled with some of this. You got nylon fishing. You know, this is 10 pound durable line, says here. Cool thing about this one is that it actually tells you how to make knots, how you can do your knots and all that. So yeah, fishing line, hooks, sinkers, that's all pretty important stuff. Super glue. Can't tell you how important super glue is when you have all kinds of devices, plastic devices and stuff like that. Some things break, fall apart. You need to do a quick repair. The super glue is there for you. Alright, I threw this in there. Don't know if this is something of major importance, but this coupled with this flash drive. All your important documents, let's say copies of your, you know, your home ownership documents, your car documents, whatever. That's kind of important. Maybe if you want to put your pictures in there, you know, because those are some things you can't replace. So if you do need to leave for real in a situation where you're gonna bug out, you might want to carry some of your important documents. And this is a multi-card reader. You just basically plug this into a USB port, and you have different, you know, SD cards, mini SDs, all kinds of different cards. If you need to translate them to USB, this device will do it. So yeah, flash drive with your stuff on it. And I think that takes care of this part. Now we got this part here. These are pretty cool. It's a whistle with a lanyard, rope, and you got a compass on the other side. Inside you can put matches, and you have a mirror for signaling. It's going to be pretty handy if you need it for any kind of emergency situation. Swiss Army knife. Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously everybody knows what Swiss Army knife. Very important to have. Or any kind of multi-tool really is critical to have, because you never know when you might need to repair something or whatnot. I got another one here. This one is this one's a SOG. It's like a Leatherman. It's another multi-tool. You never know when you need a good pair of pliers or what. This has been very useful to me too. Again, this pack is it's a survival / camping pack. I mean, this is most of this stuff. If you're a camper, you will have a majority of this stuff. But this one in particular is very useful because this is you can have all your utensils in one device here. You just basically pull these apart. Haven't done it in a long time, so they're a little rusty, but you can take them apart. And then you have a fork with a bottle opener. You got a cutting knife, and these are a K-bar, so this is pretty high quality stuff. And you got a spoon. You know, all that fits into one connector piece, which is really nice. You know, they're all stainless steel, so you can not have to clean them all the time. You reuse them, not have to worry about getting infections or anything like that, especially since you're using the stuff to eat. Alright, I'm just trying to put it all back together to kind of show you. Okay. It looks like a little pocket knife, so it's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, now I have two types of compasses that I always use. I use the engineer compass for sight lining. This one is more useful for when you're using it on maps. So you can drop it down on a map and then use the legends to read the sizes. You know, if you need a mile, miles of an inch, well, here it is. You know, these are very good for compass, for map navigation. It has a little lanyard, you can string it up on you. Okay, another multi-tool with a light. This one I just picked it up the other day at work, and you just open this up and you have a bunch of different heads, stuff like that to use. Might have too many tools. I'm not sure if I really need this many, but you know, it's just another tool, and I've never, you know, not needed to use a tool before, so now I have too many instead of not enough. This is pretty important for me too. I always use this thing more often than not. Sewing kit. It's a small, just very small sewing kit, and you can use this to do repairs on, you know, you rip your pants, you rip your shirt or whatever. Sewing kit is always good to have. Glow sticks. Glow sticks, you know, pretty obvious what they do. You crack them, they turn to a light. They don't produce heat. They're good to have. Maybe if you just want to hang them in your tent or what. Okay, we got our primary fire starting torch, which right now probably needs a little bit of gas, or maybe it's just a little low. There we go. Yeah, so torch. Torch is definitely good to have. Magnifying lens. You can use this to start a fire. So, you know, you can use that. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little small, round, intense magnifying area. You can use that to pretty much set a fire. You know, you can actually see that. It's pretty. That little spot right there, you can actually create a fire with that. So, good fire starting device. Or if you need to look at insects, plants, whatever, it'll help out. This is just to clean lenses, displays, anything in case you have any electronic devices that need to get some cleaning, filming or whatever. Just use it to clean it up. Pen. You might want to take down stuff. I have a journal in here. That's part of the next section, but I got a pen here. This actually lights up and everything, so you can actually see what you're writing at night. It's kind of dorky, but it actually works really good. And I think that takes care of this entire section. Yeah, so we're good here. So that's all the hardware navigation type stuff. So we'll go now to the second part. Alright, here we have toiletries. You got hygienic stuff, toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, and floss, all in one little convenient bag. Important for those people like to have nice teeth after the apocalypse. Journal. This is important. You might want to jot down locations, situations you've been in, or if you want to take notes or whatever. A journal is always good to have with you. This is leather bound journal, really nice. This is the most important thing you can take with you, wet ones. This is good for the obvious. You go to the bathroom, gotta clean up, or you want to just do a quick wash in your face because it's dirty. Wet ones. I don't carry one, I carry two. Two wet ones. Definitely good to have. Any kind of baby wipes. Baby wipes for sure. You definitely see that's the best lifesaver out there. Another pack of water purification, and this one comes with a neutralizing agent which kills the taste of the water purification itself. I've never really tried any of this stuff, so I don't know how it tastes, but apparently this part here takes away the bitter taste or whatever chlorinated taste this thing might leave. Okay, that's that part. Now we're gonna go into this here. Alright, here we go. Alright. We have a collection of things in here. Gum. Chewing gum. Chewing gum is good. It keeps you, to me, it keeps me sane, but chewing gum is important. Q-tips. Q-tips are good. We have nasal spray in case you need it for allergies if you're allergic. Now again, everybody has different needs for different situations, so you have to tailor yourself to what you need. This is lip balm. Lip balm is important because you might have dry lips out there for an extended period of time, so that's that. You got wet naps here, some kind of Visine, eye drops. Then on the other side here, oh, and you can't pretty see it here, but here, let me just pull one out for you. Alright, bug spray. Bug spray, bug spray, bug spray is very important, especially out here in the Everglades. And what you want to have is as much DEET as possible. Like for instance, this one is 98.11 DEET, DEET. DEET is important. This is the most effective agent for combating bugs. So I have 3 of these in the pack here, and they're very important to have. Back here we have different liquids. Now these, obviously this pack came with these empty containers, and you just can fill them up with whatever you need to fill up. This is hand soap, shampoo, aloe. Aloe is important if you're sensitive to the sun. You can get burned easily like myself. Aloe. These are antibacterial hand wipes, multivitamins, and vitamin C. So a lot of important stuff in here. Alright. And next is first aid kit. Now, you know, I just went ahead and bought this first aid kit, but I added my own needs, stuff that I need for myself, obviously. Things that didn't come with. This is what's called a class 4 first aid kit. It's for like a whole family's worth. And here, basically comes with everything first aid kit comes with, except, you know, I added like Halls, some Advil pills. Here. Oh, Neosporin, very important. Neosporin is like the best when you get cut out there and all that. So definitely Neosporin. What else did I add? Some Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm is good for aches, especially if you've been hiking all day and you have sores, muscle sores. Tiger Balm is fantastic. It's good for that. And Alka-Seltzer for, I have, you know, acidic problems, so I gotta use Alka-Seltzer, and Tums, so Tums Alka-Seltzer. Another hand sanitizer, and I put in here some face masks and some latex gloves. You know, you never know when you have some biological agent floating about. You might want to make sure you don't get that. So that takes care of everything in the second pack here. Now we're gonna go into the big one. I gotta disconnect all these here. Okay, so now we got to the big stuff. All right, let's see here. The first thing, this. Now you might not need something so big like this. I'm kind of an exaggerated guy sometimes, but this is an emergency radio. It also can be used to charge your phone. You plug in your phone into the USB port right here, and you can hand crank it. This is a hand crank radio. You can charge your phone like that. It also has a solar power cell on the top to use to power your radio. And this it happens to be a weather radio, a shortwave radio, and also an AM/FM radio. And it has lights and some kind of SOS signal thing there. I'm sure there's not going to be any use for that, but some people prefer a smaller radio. This is another one that I have here that's kind of more pocketable. It's not so big like this one, so if your space is limited, you can always pick one of these up. But emergency radios are very important because they will tell you what's going on out there, storms related and emergency related. You get flood reports. You also get nuclear facility. Let's say, you know, one of these plants goes out, you'll hear it on these emergency bands. So it's important to have them. And the rest of the bag, I have just the power supply cables and stuff like that for the radio. Alright, this